good with YouTube? Y'all know with Convicts Reaction, bro. I'm on smash, dash, and react. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel. And please hit that bell notification for future fire reactions. So, I was watching the Gunner, Dubs interviewed Gunner, right? And I was watching the video and I was like, man, should I react to this shit? I'm like, you know what? People, we put a post up. People said I should, so I'm going to react to it. You know, Dub's a pretty good interviewer. I was impressed, but he didn't touch base on any of the key questions that people want to hear. You know what I got from Gunner, right? I'm gonna say this, right? In beginning stages, I was cool with Gunner. He helped out a lot. He used to help me out with thumbnails. He used to help me out with ideas, all kinds of stuff, man. And I never really pried into his personal stuff, even though I questioned a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm one of those ones. If you don't fuck with me, I'm not here to just fucking question your stories or question the authenticity of it, right? So I kind of left it alone. You know what I'm saying? But everything kind of changed when after he did the MOD um, entertainment MC Shadow. Shouts out to MC Shadow. I know he doesn't really tap in, but he has a respectful channel that keeps it real. That's when he started changing his agenda towards me, and he started seeing that maybe I could be hurting him, his and Rojo's push. And these are all facts right here, man. And he asked me to. He goes, "Hey, man, can Rojo continue the content? I'll help him out. You back off. Say that you're gonna write your book." And he put a post up, right? And I was like, this motherfucker's trying to sit there and tell me what I can and can't do. Hold on, man. And I kind of feel defended by that post. This is before the fight. So next thing you know, I just started doing videos. You know what I mean, right after, because I'm like, dude, this dude ain't gonna be the one to tell me. This was around 2021. Okay, and from there he got distance, and that's when everything kind of started from the get go. I guess he felt that he got backlash for associating with me from a few people, and it was becoming an issue and conflict and whatnot. And so he wanted me to go off YouTube and roll to continue because he said that maybe I'm going to hurt their growth. And that's where everything changed. Before that, there was a reporter. I talked to him every morning. We were cool. Gunnar was a likable dude. Maybe the YouTube got too far ahead of himself and seen how much he could potentially grow. See, I'm not hating on any of his growth. I think he's a fucking funny dude. But I started catching a lot of the lies and a lot of his spills and a lot of holes in his story. You know what I mean? And that's not hating it. It's just the truth. You know, he's not a victim. He likes to paint himself as a victim, and I've heard that from numerous people. You know, a lot of times he would sit there and try to tell people I was a victim. And I'm gonna go into a couple things in a little bit though about that though. Does did a good job as far as the questions, how he let him speak, but it sounded almost scripted a little bit, and there was none of the tough questions. Because I'm gonna bring up a few things. Gunner says he doesn't know why he's hated. It's not because of his success. I think a part of it is because he's bullshitted to get there. He's told lies about affiliations. Some of his stories are not true. There's no legitimate sources to validate some things, and there's some things that maybe even when he's telling the truth, he's embellishing it. That's not the reason why. The reason why, man, is the conniving backdoor stuff, the elite circle, the thread, the discussion with other people, turning your back. Okay, I'm gonna put this stuff out here. None of these questions were asked, but I'm gonna give you guys a little highlight of issues. One, right? Nothing's been discussed about how he got at Conejo and Listo. About one, to fabricate that he was an active Norteño, and the other one to act like there was issues in funk. That hasn't been brought up, right? Okay, and Triple OG kind of validated that as well. Two, okay, now what about the scenario with Snoop's boy Ant, saying that Gunner got at him and gave him false information and tried to cross me up and put out lies about me that I was doing this when I was not doing none of that, right? No one's brought up that. They came out on a platform and openly said it, okay? Now you may want to say, okay, that's the writers. You may feel your way about whatever it is, right? But what about what Goyle said? Goyle told me, and he openly confirmed this in the comments, right? That he told me that being in 209, that they stepped away from Gunner, right? That Gunner had fucking made promises to fucking ride with him, that this was a 209, and that we're gonna go in on Flacco, this and that. And they were mad because then he backed out. He backed out away from their fucking pact, as well as they felt that he gave my address and stuff and whatnot. Now that hasn't been brought up. I never heard Bean openly deny anything that Goyle said. If Goyle was full of shit in what he said, then Bean would have sit there and said that he never said that. That's never been brought up. Okay. Now, you know, with all the terminologies of calling everybody else this, that, claiming to be a real one, no one's brought up all the other allegations that came forth. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sin City had a similar thing that he was telling me about, that they had a whole agenda to go against me. This is the same thing that Goyle said, and with all this. So this has been going on a long time, and there's been so many channels, right? And the first thing that these people said about me, and they still got the screenshots and everything they told me. Some of these channels were new, and the first thing that these dudes were talking about were talking shit about me. All of them. You know what I'm saying? And this is all these channels that you've been hearing recently. Some of these channels didn't even like me before. They've all said the same fucking thing. So none of that's being brought up. So if you didn't hate on nobody and you were there to help anybody, then why is everybody saying all this shit? Why almost every channel has confirmed that you or your buddy at the time have all said this, and this Dubs wasn't involved, but all these people are saying this. I'm putting their names out this. No one's denying it. You're gonna act like you're not, like you never hated on me. It seems like you were hating on me. I'm not hating on you. I'm responding back to a lot of the things that occurred. You did a spiel called Divide and Conquer in reference to fucking Gil. You try to divide everybody on YouTube against me. You know what I'm saying? So you can conquer and have more of a push and pretty much suppress one more channel that wasn't a threat to you. You know what I'm saying? You were going to succeed either way. You know what I'm saying? With the lies, with the stories and all that, people are not always tuning into you to hear the fucking truth. They think you're a funny dude. I think you're a funny dude. Some of the shit you used to do was fucking funny. My whole problem is when you start to involve me and try to affect my personal shit and my personal life and my personal fucking thing on YouTube. That's an issue. And there's no denying it. We can go far back as what Triple OG told me before. You know what I'm saying? You know, you told me who put the fucking on me. You told me who did that. I'm not going to put that out there because that was between me and you. Just like you said, there's certain things that won't be put out there, but you told me specifically. You told me who certain people were that were trolling. Yet you still even acknowledge those people, continue to have them in your circle. And those same people turned against you, which is fucking funny as fuck. So, my problem with Gunner is this. You know, I was never your enemy. I was never your opposition. I was never anything. Even when I knew you were a fucking bullshitter, you know what I'm saying? I used to have discussions with Rojo. And Rojo, whether he wants to admit it or not, I didn't like some of the fucking frivolous activities that I would see, some of the fucking trolling and some of the fucking, you know, shenanigans that were going on based upon how you acted. And I didn't want to be associated with that. I even complained to a couple other channels in personally I vented. You know, it wasn't that I didn't like you, I just wasn't about what I was seeing, because I was seeing a lot of the bullshits and the fabricated stories and, you know, the backlash that could come of it, right? Yet, because I had a partner that was rocking with you, it wasn't that I didn't like you. I just didn't like your antics. You know what I'm saying? Now, all that hate came afterwards. You know, you took things too personal. Anytime you've been called out on some shit and someone comes at you with some real, you have no problem going all in, but you secretly do it a lot of times. You know, with me, all that shit was done behind the scenes. You know, and I know everyone knows that's in that circle knows I know a lot more than what I've even put out there. No reason to keep on putting that shit out there and rehash things. But don't pretend like you people don't know what you tried to do to other people as well. There's already enough people who validated and stamped that. Don't try to act like you weren't gossiping and talking about me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or fucking all these other channels. Or that you weren't fucking setting things up or doing fucking fake things, or, you know, you want to play the victim role. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, I've always accepted, you know what? I lowered my guard and I didn't expect no riffraff games to be in play because I never did nothing to anybody. No one. I'm not personally jealous. And and you guys know I don't really get along really with fucking 209 and Beam because of all that recent shit, right? But I'm not going to sit there and fucking talk bad about them constantly, right? But I will say this. I don't think that they're hating on fucking Gunner for fucking, because he's succeeding. I think they could care less. They're going to do what they do. I think it's the fucking antics of his choices and what he's done, and he showed fucking that he was disloyal to them. Now, everybody's seen it fucking over a year ago because people started getting at me. Do you see what they're doing? They're trying to leave you on the island by yourself. I go, I'm fine with that, you know. And if people remember when that first happened, I went in on my own. I started to do my solo shit. what happened? My channel was fucking growing fast, and I had the positive attitude, and I was trying to have a more positive message, and I was trying to get away from all the fucking bullshit shenanigans. That's when all the fucking troll and all that shit happened. There's no if you all you gotta do is look at everything. Everything came from one direction and hate. Why? Why every time someone starts to fucking succeed, he has to hate on them? Because no one's hating on you. You're gonna get your views. You don't have to fucking hate. You can't sit there and say, well, oh, they're making me look like this. Nah, this is the truth. There's a whole lineup of all kinds of shit. The paperwork, I didn't hear nothing about the paperwork being mentioned, the fucking Bulldog issue, the issue in Two Rivers. All that stuff's known, man. You know, you really went too far on a lot of things that you did. You can't sit there and act like you don't know. Because there's enough people who have came forward voicing that you know about this stuff, man. I used to have conversations with a lot of fucking people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people have certain animosity. That's why I have animosity. I've fucking caught you directly fucking later on talking when I had a discussion with you recently, and I heard you fucking lied to me about something in front of another person. So after that point forward, I already knew fake as fuck. Because I remember what you said. I always remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you try to manipulate and you try to wiggle as you go. Oh, I didn't freestyle about fucking Flacco. Well, Tucson, this and that. You know what I mean? Come on now. People ain't stupid, bro. You know, and that's the thing I'm gonna sit there and say about Dubs. Dubs did a good interview if those were the questions that were being asked. But what about all this other shit, man? What about these people that are putting this out and putting that out, that he did this and did that? When you have that many people saying this, right? Wouldn't you think that there must be some truth to it, if not all truth to it? I mean, this is not fucking no fucking secret. You got fucking Gucci coming about the shit that happened over there in YA with fucking people that are coming and speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? You were able to do this. Anybody that posed a potential threat, you were able to manipulate and suppress those from ever having their voice out there. Anybody that ever presented themselves as a threat to you, you tried to neutralize them or fucking destroy their channels. I was never a threat. You just wanted me to go away. You and fucking someone else. You know, I have enough people that have told me, from Tony, stories written by Current Prisoner, to fucking Sin City, to fucking the stuff that Goyle heard from what's his name, to fucking even fucking Listo and fucking EBK told me that some of the first channels of the people you associate with, first thing they had to do was tell me all this fucking bad shit. And then when I fucking presented everything that I presented towards you guys, well, what's cracking and not put out names, what's the first thing you guys say? Oh no, he's tripping. Oh, mental issues, drug issues. You try to fucking put that out there because you know what I'm saying is the truth. Anytime anybody that has to fucking anything to do or say about you or anybody that has proof, you try to fucking discredit them. And everything that we've done right now, like the last 2 weeks, has been put out about you. Discredits anything that you have to say, bro. You know, if you really, even your whole response about the American Trouble incident, you were fucking happy to fucking do that. You had a smirk, laughing. You're all, I told you so. I told you so. That means you were looking for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Even as recent, you made a comment about, you know what I'm saying? You said you made a comment. What was it? Oh, I can't fuck your lady too. Besides, I'm not that dude. Besides, she's fair. You make those remarks, bro. I don't know if you were talking to me, but a lot of people feel that you were talking to me. So you had to be talking about one of us, one of these channels. And you do a lot of that shit. Is you make these little fucking remarks, right? And then you say, "Oh, I wasn't talking about that person." Well, who the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? If you're such a real one, then who are you talking to when you say these remarks? Because people fucking hear it. You know what I'm saying? Time and time again, there's always been an excuse. You fucking open that mouth, right? You have diarrhea of the mouth, which means doesn't mean you're chilling, even though you have. We already know that you've told twice. No, 3 times. Excuse me. Even though you told 3 times, you know, we're not speaking about that. You speak before even fucking thinking. You talk about things you don't need to talk about, man. You know, and then afterwards you fucking try to fucking renege on what you say. Oh, I wasn't talking to that person. People ain't stupid, man. Now, you still got your support. You're still gonna get your views. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But what you need to do is take accountability within yourself, man. Fuck taking on YouTube. Stop doing what you're doing. And don't pretend like you don't know why everybody's fucking on your helmet. It's not because they're jealous. It's not because you have these fucking views. It's not because you have all these subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's because of the things that you've done, man. And that you lie about it, man. You know? There's certain things that I know too, man. And that out of Everything that I've ever said that I would not put out about you, I've never put out, right? So I'm gonna respect that. But there comes a time when you got to sit there and realize, like, look, I should never went in on Flacco. I should never did this and did that. You know, and then the excuse that you tried to have, well, Flacco was being drama at that time. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you something like this. The year before, I didn't want to be involved in all that fucking crazy story drama and all that drama that was circulating around you and your channel for the shit that you were doing, right? But I was still there. And I was attached to it. Based upon that, I would get attacked because of my association with you. Whereas I was known to be the real one, honest, and the historian people used to call me. I was being questioned because of my association with you. But I never turned my back. But as soon as being associated with me became a detriment upon your channel, you felt, because you wanted to be looked at as a real one, the narrative changed from being fucking a degenerate dropout to being a fucking, oh, I'm a real one. Then your whole storyline changed. Therefore, your association changed, man. Everybody changed. It became about this, the bag, which it is about the bag in a lot of senses, man. But go about it with honor, man. You know what I'm saying? You always talk about, doing things, creating your own content and being, unique, which you have some ways to create content, man. Okay, then stay there. Don't go after anybody fucking else. Don't hate because another channel is growing. Don't hate because this dude knows more than you. Don't hate because someone had more status than you. You don't have to pretend. Everything's already out there. And as long as you keep on biting, like for instance, if it was really not an issue with me, then how come in May 2nd, you were reaching out to fucking Snoop's boy telling lies about me? You haven't addressed that. You tried to make a video saying that don't believe these stories. And what did I do? Bam, I brought them on my fucking channel to confirm what was being said. You know? If you didn't have those issues, why even do that? If you're really about leaving people alone and not wanting drama, then why even do that? Because everything that's been being done, not everything, but a lot of it is gotten back to me. And there's a lot of stuff I know recently that I haven't put out there because I'm waiting if it's needed. See, this isn't a fucking game that I want to sit there and play and be involved in the drama, even though this video is probably going to get hell of fucking views. I did a good spill today on fucking the first AB member killed by the NF. This video's probably fucking quadruple that. People like the drama, man. So sometimes I think you like to feed into it, man. But there's so much shit that's happened that now has come out that people before you allow people to think that fucking, oh, he's crazy, maybe he's mental, maybe he's on drugs, and people ran with that, man. And there's a lot of dudes that knew me, dudes that can vouch for me, that know me. They're like, Flacco, what the fuck's going on with this dude? Why are people fucking believing this cat? Why are people believing the things that they're saying about you? Yeah, we know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But you was a real one back in the days. You wasn't no fake motherfucker. Even when whatever happened, you still went up to what happened and you did it for whatever reasons you did it. It's not anybody else's fucking position to even speak on. Because half the dudes are fucking nobodies that are talking about it. Why do you think I had a video recently when fucking the Homeboy Dreamer came on and other people? They're like, people are on YouTube speaking on shit that they shouldn't even speak about and they were putting no fucking work. And these are true things. Everybody recognizes it, man. Now, some people had fun with it and, they wanted to rock with it. But when the truth comes out, now everybody's like, oh, why you always going on, Gunner, why you always doing all this? Because this motherfucker's been in my issue since way back then and had one fucking reason to fucking try to sabotage my channel with somebody else. That's already been out there. Those are facts. There's too many people that can fucking tell you this. You know what I mean? And all I ever wanted to do was be left alone. I should nice. And people are like, hey, man, why are you leaving? I go, man, because I don't want to be part of this drama. Because when I go in, it becomes when I go in, I'm dramatic and I'm all this. But when someone else goes in on me, it's okay for them to do it. And, even Triple G recently said, Flacco does something, there's a different response to it. Farmello had said that. A lot of people have said that. When you do something, Flacco, everybody wants to fucking cash it out like fucking, you're this and that and whoa, whoa, whoa. And, the point that they did say in their video is they differentiate between people. They don't have the same energy with everybody. There's selective feelings about selective individuals. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people on here who have their own skeletons or their own issues of what they've done. But some people can fuck with them, but not this person. And that makes no sense. That's the only thing I agree with. As far as, I'm responding to Doug's speaking on association. Your family, you can't choose your family. That's by fault. But as far as, you say hood, you said something about a hood. Someone from your hood does something wrong that you don't know, it doesn't mean that you're here to go kick it with them, right? Therefore, you can't be attached to it. Even though you're from the same hood, it doesn't mean that you're attached to it. Now, if someone's rocking with someone while they're doing all this stuff, I went through all the consequences of that my first year. You know what I'm saying? When all that stuff was going on with crazy stories, I didn't want no part of that drama. None. You didn't see me going out to the functions in San Francisco or me going out to these places or that. I didn't want to be around that shit. You know what I mean? And 209 story is accurate because it's the same story I was told by fucking Roe himself about Runner. So he ain't lying about it. Those are fact. That's a factual story. In fact, Rojo told me that 209 had his back 100% to the fullest. You know what I mean? 100%. And you guys know I've had my differences and my feelings towards 209, which should have never ever been created, which was created by basically fucking Runner. So I'm not gonna sit there and lie about the man. He was ready to back Rojo's play against a bunch of motherfuckers, and he wasn't running. I'll give him that. Anyways, yeah, man. Some people say, okay, you were cool with Gunner. We seen you out there. Yeah, we were cool. You know, he was cool with Rojo as well. And slowly that whole shift started to change. And after the MOD MC Shadow interview, when MC Shadow found out some stuff, is when that push about me came out. And he was upset that I didn't want to step away from YouTube. I'm like, how am I going to step away from YouTube when I'm the one that brought you guys all on? I never hated that you fucking went about it and did your damn thing. There's never been no hate. My only issue with you is with the things that you've done to try to sabotage my channel and the things that it has affected my whole life on a whole different level. And you say, well, you're letting people rent space in your head. No, how is that when the things that you're doing is affecting this over here, that over here? You know what the fuck you're doing, man. It's just like right now. You know what I mean? Everything's coming out now. From the paperwork issues to fucking the things that you were doing behind the scenes, the lies, all that. Not one of these things was ever addressed in the Dubs interview with Gunner. It was only about addressing what they considered the issue that was going to affect him the most, which was the American Cholo interview and the WAC 100, the stuff that may go viral for them because they're discussing it. You know, WAC 100's already put Gunner on blast, put out the messages, and that whole video apology, and even today's, you don't have to. He's explaining himself too much. You fucked up. Just I fucked up. Yeah, I was trying to get that back. I was trying to fucking sabotage. I thought I had the information to destroy American Cholo's channel, and I don't like to do. That's all you got to say. You know, and that's been an issue too. As I started to support other channels around that time too that were traditionally against these guys. I started watching fucking Gil and had a whole different perspective. I didn't go off what fucking these dudes were saying about him just because they had beef and all that, man. You know, in closing, man, like I said, man, my reaction to this is this, man. You know, Dubs did a good job interviewing, but you did not ask the tough questions. You didn't ask the questions that needed to be asked. You know, is that a self-admittance? Maybe so. Because I don't think if he was to sit there and deny any of those issues, it's going to fucking have all kinds of motherfuckers mad, man. You know, and it makes you question. Now, I think it validates everything that maybe Elle said. It validates everything that, what's his name said, Vegas Prison Stories said when he was talking about, that Runner gave him Elle's address. Now, one other thing too, man, you know, shouts out to all those channels that decided to stand forward. Shouts out to all those subscribers who, throughout this whole fucking course, Italiano, fucking Farmetto, fucking Mad Max, Toco, Chango, all these dudes that seen it for everything for what it was. You know what I'm saying? Further shouts out to fucking Mike's World when he felt a certain way and he put it out there. And I think that there was more truth to what he said than what fucking people believe. You know what I'm saying? You know, shouts out to him because he kind of started to create that, and I felt the need to interview him. I've seen that. And he got hated on. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty bad when people want to go after small channels and try to destroy them. Shouts out to Frank's Vibes for calling things out for what they really are as well. You know what I mean? Even channels that don't like me and probably will talk shit about me, but if you guys keep it real and do what you do, hey, I respect it. You don't have to fucking like me, but you know my message is always going to be real. I'm always going to present something that's raw and the truth. With that said, it's your boy Flacco, Convicts Reaction, Convicts Perspective, and Real Talk with Flacco. I'm out.